we are live. And I'm going to make every effort not to look at myself because the live stream will be behind. In case you're just tuning in, hello. I'm Andy, this is Chris, and we're Normal Fauna. And yeah, you probably know that if you're tuning in, but anyway, we're just doing a sound check right now before we actually go on. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, my kazoo. That's right. I mean, can you grab that kazoo for me? It's hanging on the doorknob. Thank you.
Can't forget that.
Nope. This will come in handy later. In fact, I should probably take the headphones off and put them on first. So, Chris and I had quite a journey getting here. I dream of an ice cream and a social, just you and me. No local yokels, we'll each bring our own Ben and Jerry's. Feed each other lines from Spinal Tap and strawberries. What sweeter way to wreck the blues? It won't even matter whose spoon is whose. When I have my dream, I scream in a social with only you. Do 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 kazoo. Kazoos sound unusually raspy.
It's fine, it's a kazoo.
It's a kazoo.
I'm playing a brand new one. So there might be a contrast.
There might be. That's a little better, yeah. That is better. There's so many moving parts to doing something like this. Oh yeah, so let's see.
You want to check the chat at this point once before we go live?
There's nothing in the chat just yet. So, anyway, so it's 12:58. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Don't tell me what I cannot be. Give me positive ID. Don't shed a tear about my plight. Celebrate what I'm doing right. If you want to be there for me, you gotta give me positive ID, positive ID, yeah, 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 yeah. No, I don't want sympathy, what I need is opportunity. Don't tell me what I cannot be, give me positive ID. Don't shed a tear about my plight, celebrate what I'm doing right. If you wanna be there for me, you gotta give me positive ID, positive ID, positive ID, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Let's see. I know exactly what all this is for, 'cause now it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, it is 1 p.m. It is now the official start time of our live stream. If you are just joining us, hello. I'm Andy, this is Chris. You probably knew that already if you're joining us. But collectively, we are Normal Fauna. I am also a Normal Fauna when I play by myself, because fauna can either be singular or plural. But it's okay if you just call me Andy, that's fine. Anyway, just a little housekeeping here. We're about 10 to 20 seconds ahead of whoever is watching. So I'm making every effort not to look at my picture on the screen while I sing. I'm going to be looking at the camera instead. That's one of the things I had to train myself to do, among many other things that I've had to train myself to do. We're using something called open broadcasting software, and that transmits a signal to YouTube. And when we have to adjust for things like, making sure the lips kind of match the sound and stuff like that, we had, the delay is about 10 to 20 seconds. So just I'll make sure I'm aware of that while I'm singing. So if you post something, it's probably going to be not immediately in response to anything that I've said or done. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay. And you don't have to post anything in the chat if you don't want to. You can just listen. But if you do, go ahead. I'm going to start with a little song that I wrote about flapping, subject near and dear to me and to my hand, which insisted that I write this. Flapping is something that some of us on the spectrum do. Not all of us, but some of us. Kind of looks like fanning myself, or maybe fanning you, with one hand or two, because it's probably hot where you are. Woo! And it's going to be hot here. Well, I write better than I talk, and I sing better than I play. So I thought instead of making a speech, I'd tell you all about this way, about how I get so excited when I'm up here singing a song, that sometimes my hand feels electrical zapped and I wind up playing it wrong. That's autism for you, baby. My hand is whatever it is. If it wants to flap, I'll let it. And it kind of looks like this, except when it looks like this, or this. This is the stuff my hands do when I get a chance to sing for you. This is the stuff my hands do when I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is the stuff my hands do when I get a chance to sing for you. This is the stuff my hands do. And if you feel like you can do it too, or don't, just saying. But I can't see what you're doing, so you might as well, if you want to. Anyway, I used to keep myself clenched up so hard, trying to keep my hands still, thinking I could make myself stop by sheer force of will. But my hands knew me better than I did. He said, please, please let us move. So finally one day I gave in and I let myself get soothed by the rhythm of my hands, going up and down or side to side. No more embarrassment or shame. Now I flap with pride, yeah. This is the stuff my hands do when I get a chance to sing for you. This is the stuff my hands do when I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is the stuff my hands do when I get a chance to sing for you. This is stuff my hands do. And if you feel like you can do it too, well, I guess technically you don't have to be autistic to flap, but it does help. Anyway, no more fingers in my mouth, no more chewing on my nails, no more spending all my days feeling like I'm in movement jail. This is stuff my hands do. And who do I harm if that's true? This is stuff my hands do. They're here to show you something new, yeah, here to show you something new. This is stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is stuff my hands do. When I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is stuff my hands do. They're here to show you something new, here to show you something new, here to show you something new. This is stuff my hands do. Woo! Thank you. Anyway, so they said this is my partner, Chris Mitchell.
Hello.
He's going to be making some noises with me, and I'm very grateful for him being willing and able to participate with me.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. And this song was actually my first single. People actually tell me, like, a year and a half after they've heard it once that they remember it. So I guess that's a good thing, right? This is called Brian Wilson is Afraid of the Ocean. And the theme of it is, if you are still alive, your story isn't written yet. I used to go to Venice Beach in the winter with a thrifty ice cream cone in my hand. It was hard not to think about the Beach Boys while watching Rocky Road drip onto the sand. Those songs made everyone so happy, except the guy who composed most of them. You never have caught him dead on a surfboard, unless it went through hell and back again. They told me Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 oh. I went to Los Angeles to look for my brain. They say it's always in the last place you search. All my sound files always wound up in the round files. Didn't know what I was doing on this earth, but I never got sold down the river by my father trying to bleed me dry. Never had a shrink take over my whole life. My shrink taught me to ask myself why it is that Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 oh. When Brian Wilson was about 70, he said he conquered one of his oldest fears. He went with his family to the ocean and swam in it for the first time in over 40 years. I guess if there's a takeaway from this, it's life is set in sand more than set in stone. And if there's one thing I want to do with music, it's to let people know they're not alone. I knew I was not alone the day I found out Brian Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus, he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you. And thank you for the bells, honey. I really like that sleigh bell stick. In fact, I got it. Whoops! Ah, there goes my camera. Put the OBS back up here. Make sure the camera angle's right. Yeah.
That looks fine.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that.
Yep. It's one of those little things that we still work out, like where everything goes on the desk, where everything goes on the floor, where everything goes on the table. I've actually got a little mixing board down here, little 4-channel mixer, and it's going into this little red box on my desk called a Focusrite Scarlett, which is being plugged into my computer. And believe me, I'm no audio engineer. It took me a while to work all this stuff out. I mean, when I started doing this, I didn't know an ASIO driver from a head of purple cabbage. So I'm still not sure I do, but I kind of know where it goes. It's like driving a car. You know where to poke the key in, right? So we're going to do Imagining Things next, right?
Yep.
Okay. This song has had kind of an interesting development. Excuse me. When I first wrote it, I did not have this guitar. I had a Pandero, which I played. Used to play this song live, just drumming a Pandero, or even just clapping my hands and singing. And people would clap with me, and that was so much fun, and I miss that so much. You have no idea. But you know, this is a song kind of about making music with whatever it is you have on hand, whether it's other people or yourself or your guitar or your Pandero or your partner or whatever there is. This was on the Local Roots Music Northwest Volume 5 last year. It's called Imagining Things. Technology's all right with me. Wouldn't want to live without it. Oh no. Gets me from point A to point B. There's no doubt about it. Oh no. But I love that there's a song that will come along with me everywhere I go. All I have to do is clap, and it takes me back to the place where I found it. And suddenly I'm playing drums in an angel band, and other people help out with their voices and their hands. And I'm reeling from the sheer pleasure our sound brings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things. Imagining things. Electricity's just fine by me. Had it since I was a kid. Oh yeah. I heard music in the hairdryer, music in the dishwasher, because of course I did. But there's an energy source inside of me, and I learned how to do my stuff when the juice was running low, 'cause you never know when you could get it knocked off the grid. When my phone's gone kablooey and my computer's on the fritz, I'm plugged into a power supply that never quits. In my mind, my angel band dances and sings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things. imagining things. Gonna slow it down. Slow it down. Let my rhythm catch up with my soul. One day, my whole body will slow to a crawl. That's all right. I'll be prepared. I won't get too scared. As long as I can feel my own pulse. As long as I can hear you all. And I'll have to hear it in my mind and use my imagination that lots of people are clapping. Clapping out a heartbeat, clapping out a heartbeat, faster and faster and faster, faster. They say imagining things is bad, but this might be the most fun that I've ever had. 'Cause inside me there's a Christmas tree, colorful and glowing, and I'm in ecstasy to be going where I'm going. You'll see me light up in every color on those strings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things, imagining things. Stop, but I have to stop. In 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Woo! Thank you. We're exactly at the halfway mark here. Well, actually it's 1:16, so technically we're maybe a minute over, but we're not going to turn into a pumpkin at 1:30. That's the nice thing. Last night I was supposed to play Artichoke, which is a local music club here, a folk music club, which I love, my favorite place to play. Yeah, they always have plenty of people there who have never heard me before. They tip extremely generously. Yeah, and you know, the other musicians are really supportive and wonderful, and I miss that so bad. But at least we have some means to perform for people now. If this had happened like 20 years ago, yeah, this would have been just a million times worse. At least now I have a way to sing for people. And for you all to, tune in and find out what's going on with us if you haven't seen us in a while. But, so we're going to do Samson and Delilah next, is that the plan?
Yeah, Samson and Delilah.
Okay. This is not something I wrote. No kidding. This was actually a song by Reverend Gary Davis. If my mother and my brother are joining in, hello. My brother actually wrote a book about Reverend Gary Davis called Say No to the Devil. It's a really, really good book. And there's an anecdote in there about this very song, about when Peter, Paul, and Mary heard it, they really, really wanted to do it on their album. And Peter, Paul, and Mary were scorching hot. And this would have meant a lot of money for Reverend Gary Davis, who didn't have very much to his name. But he kept saying, I didn't write it. And so they asked him, well, who did write it? And he said, God wrote it. And they said, well, we can't write a check payable to God. Somebody on earth has to take that money, and it might as well be you. He was like, okay. I'm paraphrasing, Ian, if you're watching this. I know that those weren't the exact words, but it's something like that. I think this song is almost impossible to ruin. And I'm not going to try. If I had my way, if I had my way, in this wicked world, if I had my way, I would tear this building down, down, down. Tear this building down, 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 down. Delilah was a woman, fine and fair, with good looks, Lord knows, and coal black hair. Delilah, she gained all Samson's mind. The first he saw this woman, it could be the last time. Delilah, she climbed up on Samson's knee, said, tell me where your strength lies, if you please. Well, she looked so fine, talked so fair, that Samson said, Delilah, you can cut off my hair, you can shave my head as clean as my hand, and my strength will come as natural as any man. Oh, if I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, yeah, I would tear this building down, 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 tear this building on down, down, down. Well, you heard about Samson, told from his birth he was the strongest man who ever lived on earth. Well, one day Samson was walking along, down in the street he saw an old jawbone. Well, he stretched out his arm, his chains broke like a thread, and when he got to moving, 10,000 was dead. Oh, if I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, I would tear this building down, 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 tear this building down, 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 down. Samson the lion had an attack. Samson jumped up on the lion's back. Well, you heard about this lion, killed a man with his paws. But Samson got his hands around the lion's jaws. Well, he ripped that beast until he was dead. And then the bees made honey in the lion's head. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, yeah, yeah, yeah. If I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, yeah, tear this building down, 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 tear this building down, 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 tear this building on down, 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 tear this building down, 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 tear this building on down. Thank you.
Can't see a thing.
Can't see a thing. It's 1:21 Pacific time. First, let's check the tuning, make sure that my capo didn't ruin it. Doesn't sound like it did. Okay. So, again, this is a song that I wrote before I had this guitar. I didn't even know what the chords were. I just kind of drummed and sang it, and then over time, it kind of developed. I was playing it on electric guitar, and there's like a key change in it, and at first the key change was like half a step, because I didn't think I could go up an entire step. My voice teacher was like, it's just half a note, big whoop, you can do it. So, and it's much easier to play if I go up a whole step in the key change. So, one of many things that I have learned over the years. I have had the learning curve that you wouldn't even believe when it comes to this stuff. I knew nothing. About music. Well, I knew a few things about music, but I didn't know very much about how to play live or anything like that, or record, or any of this stuff. But I had to learn it because I had to learn it. And this song's kind of about life before and after I was diagnosed. Can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged. I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. was the size of a fire hydrant. I asked, could I play? And they said, no, you can't. But Lord, I was stubborn, wouldn't accept a no. So they said, if you really want to, then let's go. And they gave me a blindfold, taped bricks to my legs, laid out a 10-mile path of Fabergé eggs. Then they said, now walk backwards, relax and have fun, but we'll have to kill you if you step on one. But my other senses told me, even though I couldn't see, no one else got bricks or blindfolds but me. And I can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. I know my eyes have tricked me so many times. Watched myself commit imaginary crimes. I saw love in people's faces when all they felt was hate. And I saw hate when they thought I was great. It was like whenever I was dying of thirst, I'd see a cold drink machine and I'd get out my purse. Then I'd put in my money, watch it pull back the coil, and then spit out a bottle of motor oil. And when I told them, they said, with all your senses always cranked up to 13, how could you know what really came out of that cold drink machine? And I can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Go tell it to the hands, that's right. Tell it to the hands, yeah. Oh, there it goes. As soon as I change keys, my hand goes flapping. We make the flapping happen here, because my hand does what it wants to do. It's an independent agent, you know. What do you say, hand? I know, it's kind of like, you know, it usually likes to have people clap when it flaps, but right now there's only the two of us clapping. Is that okay with you, hand? Is that enough? It says it is. Let's go. They say people like me have empty souls and no heart and blank little minds. We can't make art, but finally someone believed me, said what they said wasn't true, but you can't do it like them, gotta do it like you. And that's when I grew to believe that it was real, that I was real, I wasn't faking. Grew to believe in all the gorgeous things I could be making. Grew to believe it, grew to believe it, grew to believe me, grew to believe me, yeah. And now I know exactly what all this is for, 'cause now it doesn't matter anymore, anymore. Yeah, that's right. If I can't see a thing, 'cause I know it's there, I can feel it, hear it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. No, 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 no. I want to put a proper ending on that thing. In case you're wondering what that thing is that Chris is playing, it's called a cajon tab. It's like, they're like these instruments called cajons that usually are people like, they're like boxes that people sit on. They're kind of like hollow. And this is actually one that you can carry around and wear, and it weighs almost nothing. And it's got a little hole on the side so you can like, you can adjust the tuning. And there's even like a little thing on there called, there's like a little snare thing on there which when you stretch it up, it actually sounds like a snare drum. It's pretty cool. You can even get a brush effect like he just did. It's really neat. I love percussion.
Yeah, it's fun.
Isn't it though?
Right.
I often wish I had 4 arms. Or more.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
why
another-
stop with 4? I mean, we got a fantasy
maybe
going
that's
here.
another song.
Yeah, really. Seriously, it might be.
Octopus or something.
It might be. Okay, so it's 1:29. You want to do the last 2, or you want to just do one?
Want to do Ice Cream Antisocial?
Yeah. Okay. So
Finish this off?
all right, we will finish this off. If I was playing at Artichoke, I would have to be on and off the stage in like 30 minutes flat because there'd be somebody on right after me. But this time I got a little bit of wiggle room, so we can do a little, 3-minute number to close it out. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We've really enjoyed doing this. This is a lot of fun for me. And actually, it's funny because I used to be like this nervous wreck before I performed anywhere. I mean, even in my room with the door closed, I was like scared out of my mind. It's like when my voice teacher said, well, start with just opening the door when you sing and even just letting that much sound out. And I started with that, and now here I am. Here we are. So, and yes, there's a kazoo involved in this. I dream of an ice cream and a social, just you and me. No local yokels, we'll each bring our own Ben and Jerry's. Feed each other lines from Spinal Tap and strawberries. What sweeter way to lick the blues? It won't even matter whose spoon is whose. When I have my dream, I scream in a social with only you do da 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 do kazoos. Ba-da-da-da-da. Well, right now, my dream, I scream, and a social, still just a dream. But I am hopeful that when it comes to love, we'll walk it just like we talk it. Even if our stomachs ache from too much chocolate. Oh. I won't need one speck of makeup on my face. You won't have to put your socks on to take me someplace. When I finally, Chris Mitchell on the frog, everybody. Finally, la da da, da da da, have my dream, I scream, and I social with only, yeah, only you do. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We love you for tuning in. We love you even if you haven't tuned in.